You're listening to The Coffee Hour. I'm Andy Bates.
I'm Sarah Golseth.
It is Wednesday, October 16th. How are you this morning?
I'm chilly. It was a cold ride this morning.
Oh, you biked in today?
I biked in today,
Good
yeah.
for you.
It's because yesterday we had a flat tire, so...
On the car?
On the car,
Not on
which
the
is
bike.
way more complicated than a bike tire.
Yes. Yeah, I liked your picture. You said you nailed it.
Nailed it, yeah.
Except for it really wasn't
It
nailed
really
in the
wasn't.
tire.
Yeah, it was not great.
Glad to have you in the studio today, here in person, because we have two really good topics on deck today. First up, did you like how I titled this one in the notes?
I did.
Powerful opportunity for schools.
I chuckled a little bit. I LOL'd.
Maybe a little too punny. Very excited to share a really unique opportunity for schools and other organizations here in Missouri through Ameren Missouri. We're going to talk about that in just a moment. In the second half, we're going to talk with Pastor Michael Salamink, some questions that Lutherans for Life have had. So we'll dig into some of those questions with him in the second half of the program. Thanks to Concordia University, Wisconsin for supporting the Coffee Hour. You can find out more about Concordia University, Wisconsin at cuw.edu. Joining us by phone this morning, Matt Forck, Vice President of Community, Economic Development, and Energy Solutions for Ameren Missouri. Matt, thanks so much for being our guest on the Coffee Hour today.
Thank you, guys. Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Sarah. It's a pleasure to be here.
Recently, I read about the Neighborhood Solar Program through Ameren Missouri. Can you share with us about the Neighborhood Solar Program?
Absolutely. So Ameren Missouri is very excited to announce this new program, and we're really looking at it as how do we provide solutions to customers, beyond the energy? How do we make an impact that is greater than just the energy? I think we all recognize clean, renewable solar energy is unique and very valuable in and of itself, but it can have an additive effect. So how do we have additional impact in our communities, with our communities? And so you may ask, how would you have that impact? And so we're thinking about partnering with communities, non-for-profits, schools, other non-residential customers, so other businesses, allowing them to make applications so it's open and transparent to everyone, and really looking at final site selections about how is there additional impact. So is there an educational component because the solar facility is located adjacent to the school? Is there a job training component because the solar facility is located adjacent to a community college? Is there maybe a community town hall, a city hall, or we call them community hubs, where a large segment of the population is in and out of a certain location? It brings additional awareness to renewable energy. Those are just a couple of examples about how it may have additional impact, but we're very excited to announce the Ameren Missouri Neighborhood Solar Program.
You mentioned a few of the people or organizations that could apply. Can you tell me a little bit more about who can apply for this, and maybe if there are some ideal candidates, organizations that would really benefit from this program?
Absolutely. Thanks, Sarah. I think maybe take a quick step back and how we got to this place, and then I could talk about maybe some ideal locations.
Sure.
Really, voice of the customer. Our customers, we had this steady flow of customers asking about solar energy, how could they get involved, and even how could Ameren Missouri partner with them to put solar on their location. And you put that together with actually state policy here in Missouri. The Missouri General Assembly in the spring of 2018 passed energy legislation called the Smart Energy Plan, and it allowed for Ameren Missouri to spend at least $14 million in what we call universal solar, so solar that's owned by the utility company. So we put this voice of the customer with this Smart Energy Plan legislation, and we launched this program a couple weeks ago. And so we're really looking at, you talk about maybe some ideal locations. We are open, and we are excited because we get to be in this with our customers, and we get to learn from our customers. We think we're going to gain really unique insights from a customer perspective about things that could be valuable to them. We are thinking of additional impact or maybe ideal locations or ideal partners to be some of the things I just mentioned. So a school, so there's an educational component. A community college, so there's a workforce training component, for example. Maybe a income eligible component or applicant because they have they're a community hub. Maybe there's additional unique energy components such as EV charging. So the applicant is willing to invest in EV charging. When then hooked to the solar, you're obviously charging your electric vehicle straight from the sun from that perspective. So those are just a couple of items we're looking at. Obviously, the location has to have land or a location available. So traditionally we would think about it as maybe an adjacent field. Maybe it's a steep hillside that's hard to maintain. So by siting solar there, it helps the facility lower their maintenance costs, and it obviously helps our customers because we're able to put solar at that location at no charge because we're not paying for the land. So it's really a win-win from that perspective. We'll look at other grid elements, so that solar energy coming onto the grid in that location will be good for both the participant and the community. Those are some of the things that we're looking at for the ideal candidate.
You mentioned land being an ideal location, some specific land spaces that might be an ideal location. What about rooftop? Would school rooftops be an ideal location?
Yes, Andy, we anticipate applicants would maybe bring all sorts of different locations that maybe we have or haven't thought of. So maybe the ones we have thought of, traditional solar siting is, on the ground, in steel brackets. So think of, solar kind of in the field, which you may have seen at the Lambert Airport as we just completed a project there. But rooftops would definitely be a consideration. There's also something called parking canopies. So there's these steel structures that people can park cars under. So it provides some shade. It can provide some benefit from, rain or maybe hail. So top of a parking garage could be another opportunity. We also think our customers may come up with some more creative uses, and we're excited to read those in the applications over time.
Yeah, such a great opportunity for some of our Lutheran schools. What would be the benefit for a Lutheran school to participate in this program?
Yeah, I think school participants are something we're excited about because back to the theme of the start of the interview about having additional impact beyond the energy. And I think one of the areas that we could do that is definitely partnering with schools and the opportunity for, my wife's a teacher, by the way, and a fifth grade teacher, for her to take her fifth grade classroom out on a nice day, maybe not quite today, right? I heard you say it was cool this morning, and you're right, but a very nice sunny day to go out, look at the solar panels, learn more about solar energy, learn more about clean and renewable energy, learn more about energy conservation. It's a real hands-on approach, and so we think that's a good example of how one could have kind of additional, or how these facilities could have additional impact beyond just the energy.
Mm-hmm.
So certainly there is an impact, especially in an educational setting like a school setting as well. Mm-hmm. How does the program benefit others besides the students learning, but who else benefits from a program like this?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think all of our customers benefit. Let me explain maybe how. First of all, just big picture, Ameren Missouri made a commitment 2 years ago to reduce carbon emissions 80% by 2050. We're going to do so a number of ways, one of which is new clean energy. We announced 700 megawatts of wind. We announced we're going to build the biggest wind farm in the state of Missouri, which is up north in Adair and Schuyler counties, just north of Kirksville. If your listeners, they will know where that is. So that's just one example, more clean and renewable energy, reducing carbon. So this is just part of the puzzle that will help us do this. And it's on obviously a very local, community, neighborhood-focused fashion. Customers also win just from a cost perspective. One of the partnership opportunities here is for Ameren Missouri to build, own, and operate the solar, so there's absolutely no cost to the applicant. The solar energy will go onto the grid, so the applicant won't pay more. They also won't get a benefit to the bill. The solar clean energy will go onto the grid at their location. But in trade for that, they would be allowing us to site that solar or to locate that solar at no fee for Ameren. So all customers benefit because traditionally Ameren would have to pay a cost to site solar, for land or for other types of access to a facility. And in this arrangement, the neighborhood solar partner gets the benefit of the solar for that additional impact. All customers get the benefit of not having to pay for that site or that land. So they really do benefit both financially and for having more clean and renewable energy on the grid.
How do organizations apply to participate in the neighborhood solar program?
Absolutely. Everything's on the web, right? So go to amerenmissouri.com/neighborhood solar. There's additional Q&A, so if listeners want to learn more, then maybe there's a question out there that we didn't answer, they can learn more there. They can also make application. I would tell you, we think of this somewhat on a fast track. We want to take applications now, so I encourage your listeners, if they have a site that they think would be ideal, make application. We'd like to pick 2 sites before the end of the year, announce them, build them next year, and we'd like to do a total of 7 over the next 3 to 5 years, and again, continue to learn from and get feedback from our customers as we move forward. We're really excited about this program.
Very good. We have just about a minute left. Other energy efficiency programs, not just for organizations, but for residents as well?
Absolutely. So quickly, energy efficiency. This is lighting season. And what I mean by that is it's the time of the year where, very soon we're going to be driving to work or riding your bikes in the morning when it's dark. And we're also going to be going home from work when it's dark. And this is the time that people buy light bulbs. And to buy the most efficient light bulb that can last much longer than traditional light bulb, LED lighting, Ameren Missouri customers can go to AmerenMissouriSavings.com, and they can tap instant savings on LED light bulbs. Also, we are working with big box stores. Your listeners know who they are, and they can buy a 4-pack of LED bulbs in these select stores for 98 cents. Well, LED bulbs for 98 cents. It's a good time to buy lighting, and it's a good time to be more efficient from that perspective.
I suppose there are some other lights that are going to be hung about in the near future as well. It's about
if
that
they're not
size.
already up.
That's right. Matt Forck, Vice President of Community Economic Development and Energy Solutions, Ameren, Missouri. Thank you so much for being our guest on the Coffee Hour today.
I really appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
It's a lot of fun. Well, that's a great opportunity, and hope that that our schools and those who are connected to our schools share today's program with schools and those who make decisions at schools to check it out, find out more about it. We'll have notes with the podcast, the program
show notes.
Yes, with the program on our website. And podcast. We have a conversation with Pastor Salamik coming up next for Lutherans for Life. You're listening to the Coffee Hour.